Gentlemen, we are here to review, of course, the events going on in the Mid East involving the Israelis and the Palestinians. Hamas in question, the terrorist group that's struck Israel's within the borders, and they were able to leave several casualties, which, of course, Israelis are now retaliating. And there have been mixed reactions ever since Israel stepped out, of course, to launch full military operation in the Gaza region in order to fish out these supposed terrorists. Let's have, we have, of course, an invite, a guest from Israel who will be joining us any moment from now. Meanwhile, before he comes up, let's hear from esteemed fans, comrades, analyze us here how they feel about the recent happenings in Israel. You're welcome, sir. It's a pleasure having you this moment.
Anyway, good morning. The issue, I'm Christian Namani. The issue about Israel and Palestine or Gaza, whatever it is. When I heard information, put in Nigeria here, we said that they said that the day we watch it in our local tables here, that the day of the worship, on day of the worship, they throw missile to them.
Just a week today.
Yeah.
Saturday.
Now thousands and millions die. And what we heard is that some nations were saying that they sympathize with Israel. Even America said they will sympathize with Israel. But I never see them going far by condemning Palestinian or Gaza people or Hamas. Now, they only say they sympathize with Israel and some of the nations, even United Nations. Now, when Israel now strike out of anger, people, some begin to say the way Israel were attacking them is wrong. Now, where were they when Palestinians do this? Why can't they say, okay, for this purpose, all the Hamas should be arrested? Where is the United Nations? Where is the people that call themselves what power? Why can't they go against the Hamas and Palestinians for what they did, even by persecuting them or arresting them? Why is it that when Israel attacked them, they started talking? So the game there, there's a politics being playing there. There's something that is wrong there. It's like a plan work to attack Israel. After the whole thing, they start speaking. So the only thing they can do is what Israel do. Because I credit Israel for what they did. And they should do it, even if they can send them away, you should send them away from that place. Because those guys are animal. It's only animal that see those who are married, who are doing the merriments or worshiping Almighty God or do whatever, happy, and you say you want to clear all of them. It's only animal that acts like that. Those wicked people. So the only thing Israel can do is what Israel is doing now. It should sink all of them. That's all. That's all.
They should sink all of them.
They should sink all of them. Let them
but the report shows that there are also casualties. The casualty on the part of the Israelis are building up. And it's unfortunate that even the children have been chopped off, their heads have been chopped off by the Hamas. So isn't that a pure terrorist activities?
How can somebody we kidnap over 700 something children as well as slaughtering them? Slaughtering 700 something children. And because we believe that nation cannot do anything. So it's wrong. So the only thing they can do is what they are doing to them now. That's all. As if Israel is the first people that attack them or do what they are doing, then we blame Israel. But now Israel is not so. But some nations are beginning to blame Israel. So Israel should not listen to them. If they want to fight, they should fight. Let's see. That's all.
And do you think that Israel will be, of course, we hesitate going forward because this, according to the Prime Minister, he has been able to set out, he said that he's going to make sure that they pay for whatever calamity they brought upon the Israelis citizens.
The normal answer is to is that why can't what we need to settle with wisdom, not in violence? Why can't Palestinian? For a long time we've been hearing Palestinian, Israel. And if not Israel mobilize themselves to this level, I even believe that maybe they will play like Nigeria sometimes. somehow they will not send their people to come and rule Israel. Because in Igbo land, some people from other northern part rule Igbo land. So when they rule them, then those people going to kill Igbos. So it's like some Palestinians will come to Israel to become the leader there, so they're killing them. But Israel have understand and wise up. The only thing there is this, is to make sure that this act will not happen again. If they should settle without violence, because this is violence what they want. And those who are talking should stop talking. If they want to go, should go into war with them and see what will happen. That's all.
As Palestinians have been a recognized nation, has they been recognized by United Nations as an independent state?
Palestine is not recognized. The whole nations in the world is 195. United Nations that registered is 193. Palestine is not among them. Palestine is not among them. It's just a country, but it's not recognized. Israel is nation, is sovereignty, but Palestine is not sovereignty. That's all.
What has been the loggerhead over this? What are they contending with exactly to have built up this such level of hostility?
The question of it is that I believe that they are fighting over a land. But in this 21st century, land or no land, human beings are supposed to understand that there's something we used to use them to settle. It's not like people in olden days. But I see some animals, just because of hatred, they develop a particular region. They just want to make sure they want that region away, or subdue the region to be slave under them. Just what they're doing to Igbo in Nigeria here. Which I believe that one day it will burst. When we burst, they will not be able to come out of it. So the only thing there is this: Israel should face it in this way. This is the best way to face it. That's all.
Because violence begets violence.
Yeah, actions speak louder than voice. Matter may settle negatively, matter may settle positively. You may get right things in positive way, you may get right things in negative way. That's all.
And do you think that Hamas was just alone in this act? There have been allegations that several Arab countries were behind them, sponsoring them financially, and of course, with
majority of them come together to do this. Even though those who are saying that sympathize with Israel, so majority of them support that Hamas. That is a plan with them. They believe that they can sink Israel through this way. Forget that Israel are more technological more than them and advanced more than them. Because what I find out in these things that if you know enemy is against you, plan how to go beyond them. That's all. But recognize that enemy is against you and knows them. That's all.
Wow. How long do you think this will linger? Because Israel's are boiling very hot, and people who lost their loved ones, whose loved ones are still under the hostage of the, will I say, cruel and heartless Hamas, might not recover them back. What do you think?
All I know is that Palestine has elders. Hamas, whatever they could have elders. Israel have elders. They know how to settle within their elders. But if they still stand that not Israel are nothing, let them face it. That's all.
Okay, let them face it.
Let them face it.
Don't you think it will have effect on especially the African? Lately, was it yesterday? So some group of persons were protesting in Abuja. Don't you think it will have a spillover effect within the sub-African regions because of the attachment of religious sentiments?
All I know is that Africa should be careful, because the history of Africa, we never heard a missile fall in any Africa. But Africa should be careful. If missile fall once in Africa, I believe it will be history, and the history will make them not to put him out to something that don't concern them. Their place is called Middle East, Asia continent. Now these people say it's Africa. If Africa take because of the relationship between them and some other nation, begin to put out on what does not concern them. Me, I believe that when missile fall in any African country, they will understand. They will not put mouth again, because missile don't kill 2 people or 10 people. Missile kill thousands. That's all.
Wow, you made mention of Biafran also passing through such subjugation.
Because I found out that
how do you mean by that?
all I find out is that some people, majority people, are not Nigerians. I call them Yorubas. and the Hausas. They are against that region. They look down that region, they despise that region. Some call that region slave because in every state in Nigeria, that region pay the highest tax. Because of that, everybody want to have to engage himself. He want something to do, but yet they're not satisfied. Only what they do is, if not God, they could have been picking people from that region, begin to do sacrifice in their courtesan. Then the question of it is that I really appreciate God the way all of us travel out. But when you travel out, you meet some people. Your orientation will change, your mindset will change, your mentality will change. You know how to deal with enemy in your local level. Because when you travel there, you'll be advanced. And I believe that with that advance will bring all of them down. That's all.
The militarization of the eastern region. I saw one of the Archbishop of Catholic Methodist Church crying over the incessant invasion caused by the military, burning houses of innocent citizens in the eastern region, and he's calling Uzodinma, who happens to be the governor, to come to their head that this is enough. I mean, enough is enough of this cruelty against the masses of the eastern region, especially the Imo states.
The culture of Igbo land bring a lot of people from northern Nigeria and the western Nigeria and some other nation to Igbo land. Igbo land culture is that if a man don't pay the purpose of a woman, that child that they give birth, they will bring this to Igbo land. I mean, someone that married the woman will marry both the child. All these guys are not from Igbo. Who's of them are not from Igbo? All these guys killing the woman, they're not from Igbo land. We know that they're not from Igbo land. But because of giving up people, the way they give people money, people have to support them. Now, if it's like this, all I know is this: the main people from there knows how to do. You can kill them today. You can do anything. Because what they did in the Biafra was to begin to kill civilians. Why would you not kill civilians much? Now, the same way they are doing today, burning house, destroy property, but no problem. They will try whatever they try. But I know that people in that diaspora, we must surely cook for all of them. We cook for them, they will not be able to eat it.
But why burning properties and buildings of people who are not even at home? You might be in diaspora, you don't know that your house has gone down, and the military involving in such acts.
The question of is that the northern man who is a governor in Imo State, hopeless is a danger. It's not hopeless. It's not Igbo man. It's not from Olu. All of us know the culture that brought them to Igbo land. But the question of it is that they try to do all this to weaken those who are fighting for the Republic of Biafra. But all I know is that they should try all their best. Federal Republic of Biafra must surely come to stay. Either they like it or not, we must surely overcome them. Let them try whatever they want to try. We must try to bring them down. And hope must go down. Either he like it or not. That's all.
But why shouldn't the military face the supposed unknown gunmen or whoever they claim to be, rather than bouncing on the innocent citizens?
Civil War of Biafra in
their land and properties and businesses.
In 1967, Nigerian military don't even face the Biafra military much. You know what they do? They say they're killing civilians at that time. Now this time again, they bring in that system, come again, begin to kill them. Those are not fighting them all and burn their properties. Why those Biafra liberation soldiers will come, Nigeria will run away? Are you now? So in that case now, the same system that time they bring in now. But I know that those who are fighting, they will not find another way to get them. Because those people who are killing them, they came from somewhere. So what they need is to go and kill their own people too. Let them face it.
And killing on both sides will always aggravate the situation and may not encourage peace, which means that peace might be far from the Nigerian states.
The question of it is that some people mind is boiling. Somebody you kill his father, his mother. I said that somebody that's one dealer I know in China. He has one big house in Ireland. He has one shop in the Yanapaja. It's from Obigo. When Wike was a governor, they killed his father, they killed his mother, they killed his steady brother, they killed his sister. Now, what do you want that guy to do? Only him remains. The two sisters and the two brothers is supposed to pay the school from university. They came back home. Nigeria may kill them. He will kill his father and shot the mom. What do you want that guy to do? What do you want him to do? Who will they kill their own that will be happy? So in that case, now the question of it is army, Nigeria army, their blood must surely bleed. And if people cannot call their husband, people in the north of western region should not call their husband who is the army any other. Then no problem. they'll still come after them. Maybe sometimes Yoruba will say Igbo go. Then there's another strategy way to Igbo to go. It's a plan for it, and plan is going on. Very soon they will go.
It's quite unfortunate that after the civil war, Nigeria, of course, have not been able to reintegrate entire regions in order to foster peace. And the sincerity on the part of the government has become a subject of doubts, and the people has lost confidence in this system. Now, how do we build one Nigeria when there are divisions and acrimony, sentiment, hatred to this extent that the killings seems not to have ended?
My brother,
The war seems not to have ended.
everyone should forget one Nigeria. Even in Nigeria here, for you to be a true Nigeria, one, you must be a rich man. If you're a rich man, either Igbo, Yoruba, and Hausa, you are in Nigeria. If you're a poor man, you're not Nigeria. We know all of that. Now, what makes us one Nigeria is the crude oil of Nigeria. Now, the only thing is there is that not one Nigeria. Not one Nigeria. Everybody should go. And if they're not set to it positively, it's going to be on negative, which I know the negative is about to take place now. They will not be able to face it. They will be begging, but they will not take the apology. No problem.
It's quite unfortunate that it seems we have not learned lesson from the past, and that there may be casualties on both sides, which will not foster unity. Isn't it better we disintegrate in peace and still have diplomatic ties and do business together?
The question of it is that I have a friend. We are both businessmen. But when the friend started being against me, I'm not against him. When I change to separate myself from the friend, he started attacking me. When I started attacking this friend, the friend started reporting me up and down. Those who report me to, they understand. Some of them started supporting the guy just because it's from their state and their town. They want to understand that sentiment has come to this matter. All I need is to go and build my own empire. I have to travel out and get my own empire. I cut off from them finally. And the guy know what had befallen him. All of them, they understand. Why? Every good things about me that we connected with them, we cut off. So the same way when it comes to the Biafras. Whatever, anything. Now, the Igbos, the Biafras, they marry them. They marry Biafra, but this is not enough for them. The history tell us, don't talk about Biafra war. And the Hausa man who married an Igbo lady, who married both 4 children, because of the war, he brought the wife and the children, slaughter all of them because of the war. We hear all this history because history may not forgive you, history may not forget you. Now, these people now on our side now, they said they say, okay, let us play along with these people. The political leaders, even the leaders, let's play along with these people. But yet, they are commenting. Okay, look at the election. Look at the way election go. The same that region won. No. 2019 election, Article 1 election, don't become P2B is the second in command. They turn it upside down. The same thing is happening today again. The only thing is that, my brother, no unity anymore. The other thing we call unity is that if you're Igbo man or any tribe you come from in the Biafra land, in the 30 state and maybe Biafra land, all of them should just be talking to themselves. Should just understand how to live. Because when it happens, you know what to do. That's what I will say.
And finally, why is it that the governors of the eastern region are not interested in the Biafran or in any section to protect the interests of the masses?
There is no political governors under the law of Nigeria that will come out and speak. One, they are governed by Nigeria police. They are governed by Nigeria army. What do you want them to say? If there's a shaking and another army is governing them, another army is guiding them, another police is guiding them, they can be able to speak. But in this junction, they are guided by Nigeria police, whom the IG of police, the general police in Abuja is controlling. They are governed by Nigeria army, whom the chief defense staff of armies of Nigeria is controlled. Which all this is president of Nigeria control them. How do you want them to support anything that will be against the country where they put them in power? So the only thing there is that those who are not in that category should fight. I'm not blaming governors; they should do whatever they do. They are part of them. But we, our own, who are not part of them, who know what to do, and they are doing it.
Thank you so much, sir, for your wonderful submission. Yes, while we continue to wait, the guests, invited guests this morning. Thank you so much for a wonderful submission. Yes, we are still here live and direct. Of course, waiting for one of our esteemed guests from Israel. to give us updates on the happenings there, so that we can hear directly from the horse's mouth and how things are going and how they are faring. Mr. Solomon Okere, we have been on waiting and we hope you'll be able to hook up with us. But if not, of course, we have to reschedule this engagement to hear directly from him, of course, over what is happening there and the situation of change over there, and how Nigerians in Israel are feeling, since there has not been any attempt by the government to evacuate the Nigerians, just as the UK, US, and India did, but I've not had Nigerian foreign minister talking about evacuation of Nigerians in Israel.
That Nigeria should evacuate from Israel.
Yes, other citizens, countries are evacuating their citizens. Like the US have done that, the UK, the Indian government have done that.
Let me come in. I want to ask a question. I am a Igbo. I've been in Nairobi, Kenya. I look around where I am. The tribe there are those called Biafras. I've been in South Africa. The tribe that I see there is Biafras, much of them. I've been what's it called Ghana here. I won't shop there now. Now the tribe, the majority tribe from Nigeria are the Biafras. Then I've been in the USA. Majority tribe there are these Biafras. Now in Israel, it's only once I visited there. But the people I meet to supply them some goods, majority of them are the same Biafras. Now, how do you think that Hausa Yorubas that rule Nigeria will not say, okay, who is fighting that Biafra? We say they want to evacuate Biafra where they are. Is it possible? When something happened in South Africa, it was Peace Airline, who is that from that Biafra, were evacuating them with his own aeroplane. Not Nigeria evacuating them. When there's a problem in Libya, before they come, they've killed them much. They've killed majority of them. It is same some Biafras are evacuating for Nigeria coming. Now, when you talk about Nigeria, sir, Nigeria, there's a settlement. Yoruba Hausa will not support you. You see that come from the eastern region. Either you're from Edo, you are Biafra. Delta, you are Biafra. Cross River, Kwaiban, and all of you. Even the part of Kogis and Benue. If anything should happen, they know you. Say Biafras. So in that case now, Biafra should wise up. The Nigeria is not with you. You are on your own. So we should learn how to fight ourselves. Not all these people who regard us as a slave. They will not look to ourselves as a slave. Yeah, I thank God for the business we are doing. Thank God for the trading. Yeah, we don't come to hope on them. Every nation we take money from the nation to do our business because it's in our upstairs. And we know what to do. We don't depend on them. We don't fight for their political power. Those who in their political, they're poor people. We are richer than them. I'll continue to be richer than them because God has made it like that. The more they bring us down, the more we are going more than them. That's what you know. That's all.
Wow, it's been an exciting moment, honestly. Thank you once again for your time. God bless you. Well, of course, we are here waiting for the esteemed fans. Thank you so much, comrades, for your submissions here. I think we've been able to make his frantic submissions regarding the happenings in Israel, and of course, share his own opinion over what is happening here in Nigeria as it pertains to the agitation for the restoration of the Biafran state by the supposed Biafran people or the indigenous people of Biafra. Indeed, honestly, of course, we've enjoyed this moment with him. The SM does is still on the waiting list as we, of course, continue this program. It is, of course, a blogger and someone who loves, of course, navigating through the past. We would have known, of course, I'll hear from him directly what is happening in Israel today and the state of the nation. and the hostility that is building up. Well, let's continue to hope that he join us in a few moments from now. Otherwise, of course, we have to reschedule this possibly when it will be more convenient for him. It seems whether network possibly may not be connecting. There are speculations that all the network system possibly might be disconnected in Israel starting from today. Could that be the reason? Maybe he's having some difficulties in linking up with us. Whatever be the case, I hope he is safe wherever he may be, and every other supposed Nigerian or the supposed indigents of the ethnic nationalities within the Nigerian states in Israel are safe, and God willing, no harm will befall them. Yes, let's continue to about few minutes from now. We will get to know what is the state. Esteemed fans are watching us. What do you think about the incursion of the Hamas? Of course, the last 7 days in Israel. Do you think that is something that could be condoned? Do you think that is something that is pardonable, considering the extent of damage, devastation? You saw some videos where innocent children, where their heads were chopped off, they were slaughtered as butchered as animals in this 21st century. What a callous and barbaric tendencies exhibited by the supposed Hamas, which is not, of course, in agreement with the tenets of civilization. I think man should have evolved beyond this barbarism and be able to place value on life, on humanity, that's irrespective of wherever you might be. Of course, humans are humans. We are created by the same God and the creator of the ends of the earth. And whatever is dividing us or interest should not be placed above humanity. Israel, I believe, wouldn't have, of course, launched this military operation if not such provocations and such a brutal and a very brutal and destructive undertakings by the Hamas. And most of the Palestinians were rejoicing, celebrating over this incident, not knowing the after effect of such which is now happening. It is one thing to begin a war, and it's another thing to end it. You might begin a war, you may not end. And of course, this is just the case about the Hamas, and unfortunately, that is what is playing out. The people you have provoked, of course, will not likely take it very lightly with you, and might not be, of course, prevail upon because they are nursing their pains, their loss, and the loss of these innocent children, especially when we are kids who never deserve such a cruelty or such treatment from them. But then their children and their people are now mourning, are thrown in such a, of course, emotional depression or period, which of course it is the right of the Israeli government to defend everyone within her territory, and of course to go after the killers of these innocent children, and most of which were adopted. Even the soldiers were killed in the course of this onslaught. Well, some people have argued that this wouldn't have been, of course, without the conspiracy of certain nationals or power brokers of the Arab assertion, possibly for interest best to know to them, or they think that Israel, of course, should be pounded on and brought to zero level. what that is the wish of men. But then Israel, of course, had the right to defend themselves as that is necessary in order to preserve their own cultural heritage and their posterity and in defense of their fundamental human rights. Of course, they have launched an onslaught, and you know what happens? Of course, there will be exchange of missiles and bombardment across board. But the reality and the truth is that this will not leave the region the same. Because I know the East and the Mid East will never remain the same after this confrontation or brutal war that is ongoing. Let's hear what is your own take. Are you within this region watching us, or what is the latest development? Let's hear from you on the comment section. This is interactive, and let's watch, of course, the development and how this will continue. Israel, of course, has prepared for the ground military operations, and the bombardment, air bombardment, is still on, and the surveillance of the region, and people are still living. The Hamas has been instructed by the Israeli government, possibly in order to reduce the level of innocent casualties or civilian casualties. I think it behoves on the citizens or the supposed civilians to take advantage of the window provided about 24 hours before the military operation begin fully and forcefully in the way to bring to rest the activities of this Hamas and their ideology, which negates humanity. Well, then it behoves on Israel, and we are here just to comment and know what is the development is like, and possibly the aftermath of this invasion of military incursions and reprisal attack or retaliation. Of course, we definitely not leave the same environment the way it is before prior to this time. It is very interesting. And down here in Nigeria, the entire government or country seems to be unsettled because of what is happening, the economic disparity, the political, of course, divisions across board. Ever since the election, people have not reconciled, have not been able to agree with the outcome of the elections. It still remains a subject of litigations, and people are arguing over the validity of this government led by Ahmed Bola Tinubu. Of course, I was still of the opinion that people's opinions or mandates have been stolen, and they are not accepting whatever outcome or provisions or, of course, the positions being given by the appeal court or the court of tribunal. So some have proceeded to the court, the final appellate court, to, of course, seek for redress over what they claim to be a misfire of justice. Well, let's continue to watch how that happens. We have not seen the end of the brutal killing and incursion and military exercises being conducted in the eastern region, where a notable Archbishop of Methodist Church came of course, to lament the wanton destruction of properties, houses of the supposed innocent civilians by the same military that should have provided shield of protection of life and property are now involved directly in the killings and destruction of the same innocent properties of the supposed civilians, possibly because the unknown gunmen or what they call the Biafran Liberation Army, so to say, may have unleashed some mayhem to their, of course, colleagues. But I, of course, expected them to have strategized on how to confront the, of course, the Biafran Liberation Army or the non-government, rather than expressing some level of cowardice by, of course, impounding on the innocent civilians who are not responsible for such a calamity that possibly may have befallen most of the military operatives or military personnel. Yes, if you think you are in control of the region of the Nigerian territory, why not go against those supposed enemies who are still bearing arms? Of course, let man to man sort it out. It becomes necessary. That is the only way to settle the scores, rather than impounding on innocent citizens, most of which have fled their ancestral homes and have no place to call their homes, living in IDPs in the supposed ancestral homes within the Nigerian state, or suppose the eastern region, will not be in the interest of everyone. The exploitation going on, and some, of course, opportunists are taking advantage of that to advance their own cause, and exploiting the unsettled region for their own selfish gains. And all blame seems to have been levied on those agitating, but some are criminally minded. They want to take advantage of that to exploit people economically and, of course, advance their political interests at the expense of the peace of the region. But how long will this be tolerated becomes, of course, a subject of controversy. So, can you comment on the Israelis incursion on this? That is what we are discussing. What do you think about the Israelis incursion and the retaliation by the Israeli government?
You know that it's very unfortunate. It's very, very unfortunate that the Hamas, you know, that
Hamas, are they government of their own, or
their government,
some movement, Islamic movement?
they are the people they voted for. They are the ones doing the government.
Okay.
You understand? The painful thing there is that the Hamas, they went too far, and they are the ones that are bringing this type of calamity on their people. You understand? It's very unfortunate that they have to. They took their aggression too far. Coming to the space of another people, do such damage to Israel. And you know that when you slap somebody first, when you slap somebody, when the person wants to slap you, he will slap you bigger. That's what Israel have done to them. It's very unfortunate that those guys, they are, you know, I don't know who are advising them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now.
It's very unfortunate. So I personally, I don't like what is going on in that part of the world. You know, the type of aggression that is going on is very painful. That the world have watched helplessly. They have been trying to settle these guys, to bring them together so they can do this thing. Many people have died. Do you know how many people have died in this Israeli and Palestine issue? This Palestine you are hearing about now, and Israel, their crisis is a long something.
It's a long protracted.
Yes, but the way these guys now got up and began to bring aggression again, they are now creating another problem for the whole of Arab there. No, they have created a lot of problems, even for the world. What have just happened? Why could they just have thought of going to a community of people, kill hundreds of people like that?
More than hundreds.
Hundreds of people now. I can't just
1,300.
So that is why those Israeli people now are now, because
and children are also involved.
Oh yes, even the
beheading children.
Even they have to be beheading. All those things can only bring a very serious repercussion on their people. And there is the innocent one that will suffer this thing now. Do you understand? It's the innocent ones.
So where will the culprits be hiding?
Some of them, they will get them. Some of them will not, will escape. You know, they will see. They understand because they are land. They have killed a lot of the Hamas militant soldiers. So yes, and this really the information system is very strong. When something happens, they know how to gather their information and go after them. That's what happening.
This is coming to an end anytime soon
Uh,
because Israel are still bent at taking their own pound of flesh.
no, no, we'll be praying for them. That's all we can do because we need peace in the world. There's so much bitterness everywhere, everywhere.
So what could have led to beheading of children?
That is
Isn't
what
that driven by sheer bitterness?
is bitterness
Or
now.
hatred.
Have you heard the way some of those Arabs are talking? If you have seen some tapes like I've seen, when you watch some of the Arab people, the way they talk, the type of anger in their tone, you can't expect Israel to be quiet, because the hatred have been for many many years. They are doing as if this Jew we must scrape them out of the earth. That's the problem with them. You must tolerate each other to say, all right, you will leave, I will leave. Let us make peace. Many people have died. Can they not make peace at a time like this? It's very annoying, it's very painful for me to. I don't like it. I don't like it.
Thank you so much
Yes.
for your submission.
Yeah, God bless you.
I do appreciate it. Yes, this is another, of course, opinion being shared, expressed here. And honestly, nobody will want to, of course, condone such a dastard act, which will only lead to more provocations. And when Israel, of course, unleashes their own mayhem, it will rather aggravate the situation, building up more hatred. And now, how can you have peace in a world that is full of wickedness and hatred? Of course, there could not be any lasting peace when the world is devoid of happiness, love for one another. Well, it's so unfortunate where we found ourselves, but the reality is that Israel have taken up, of course, arms to fight for their own country and nation, and to, of course, retaliate. Well, let's see how that goes down in a couple of days or weeks. But I know that the Prime Minister of Israel and the head of the Mossad, of course, have given their position that they will launch out full military ground operation any moment from now. And you know what that means, regardless, of course, the bombardment, air bombardment and the surveillance that is going on. Well, as a fans, to this end, we call it a day. We shall come to you again when the guests will be available. Possibly is finding it difficult to hook up with us, but we would want to hear directly from him and to give us, of course, first-hand information on what is happening and how the Israeli and average Israelis are feeling regarding this very disturbing, very deadly and destructive event that took place 7 days ago. And possibly the Israelis will be mourning, and those whose loved ones are still being held hostage will also not be resting. Of course, hoping possibly that their life might be spared or otherwise may happen to them. But whatever happens, my sincere, of course, condolences to the Israel nation, and of course the immediate families who suffer such level of devastation or death and calamity. May the good Lord Almighty, may Elohim continue to, of course, give you the solace and the heart to bear such irreparable loss. And may you have confidence in the Almighty that He's the one whose vengeance belongs to, and of course, in due course, will fight for us But I also empathize with the innocent ones in the Palestinian region who unfortunately would be victim of these circumstances. It's not unfortunate that such unimaginable calamity because of the actions, unguided actions of the supposed Hamas has brought on them. Well, the best thing for you is to leave this region has been uh, expressed by the Israeli Prime Minister or the president of the Mossad to the safer places so that you will not suffer any casualty of death. Move with your families and loved ones. If you are not part of the supposed Hamas, it's better you take of course, your family away before it is too late, because this is not a joke and should not be taken lightly. When somebody is pushed to the wall, when you press on someone, eventually we have to, of course, defend himself, and that is what Israel stands for now, and that is your focus. On this note, I wrap it up here. Of course, hopefully we intimate you when next we will engage Mr. Solomon, of course, to give us the brief, the update on what is happening over there. Until then, remain blessed and stay safe. Have a fantastic weekend.